Okay, there's nothing like coming home to a great smelling house, but then some home deodorizers and aerosol sprays apparently can come with health risks, especially for those with asthma or allergies. In fact, 1 in 5 adults and children are actually vulnerable. That's the subject of our weekly look at how to get and stay healthy. Dr. Bill Lloyd, our healthy living expert, joining us now from San Francisco. Oh, so Dr. Bill, this is a drag to hear this because a lot of folks really love walking into a home it smells like flowers, not because there are real flowers there, but you've got a great deodorizer working. So what are some of the indicators that there might be trouble?
Well, Frederica, the nation's leading allergy group has called attention to an unrecognized problem that involves those plug-in room deodorizers, aroma candles, and, of course, these popular aerosol odor eliminators. They're full of chemicals that can cause problems that involve your lungs and your heart. And so people need to be aware that these products exist, they contain these chemicals, and you'll never find the information on the labels.
So we're talking about a host of things here. We're talking about aerosol deodorizers, plug-in air fresheners, even scented candles. What are some of the symptoms when you know that, uh-oh, there's a problem here? I'm having a reaction.
Certainly. Anyone who's familiar with allergies knows you're going to get watery, itchy eyes, nasal congestion. But if you're asthmatic, you're also going to feel tightness in your chest and maybe even some wheezing as well. So these are symptoms that tell you you've got to get out of that room. And you may just have one of these devices in your house. The chemicals can get to every room in the house. And this even applies to the unscented brands, Frederica.
Okay, so you said there are some federal guidelines that may be on the horizon. To what degree?
Yeah, we're talking about indoor air pollution. And so these chemicals are called VOCs, or volatile organic compounds. And right now, there's no safe level for an individual. If you inhale just a small amount of these and you're susceptible, you could get into trouble, as we mentioned, with acute allergies, asthmatic problems. And Frederica, involving the ingredient isobutane, there's a reported medical story of a woman in a supermarket who collapsed with a heart attack after just inhaling one of these that was full of the isobutane.
So what are some of the symptoms that you look for so that you can, find out whether this is just a temporary reaction or if it's something much more serious?
Well, I would say that you would know immediately if you went in the room if you were having a problem. You would sense it right away, and your children as well. You mentioned that 1 out of 5 statistic. Frederica, for asthmatics, it's 1 out of 3. So if you go into a room and all of a sudden you can't breathe, you feel trouble, you've got to get out and tell your host to please disconnect that device and open a window. If you want your room to be fresh, just open the window and let in some fresh air.
All right, Dr. Bill Lloyd, thanks so much. Be careful with that aerosol.